Good morning. We're going to discuss with you today the book When Teaching Gets Tough by Allen Mendler. There are 4 major points that he discussed in this book that we want to give you some insight on.
Like Whitney said, Allen Mendler's book has 4 main points that he's trying to make in addressing the idea of teacher burnout. So Allen Mendler wants to talk about the 4 things that lead to high teacher burnout and what we can do to reclaim our game in the classroom. So one of them would be difficult students. How do we handle those difficult students? How do we handle difficult adults in the workplace? How do we handle situations where we're working in an environment where we have a lack of resources? And then how do we make ourselves a priority in our life when we're spending so much time serving other people's needs? So each point that he brings up comes with a list of strategies that can be implemented in the classroom so that we can kind of de-stress, enjoy our time more, and be more successful.
Our 4 key points that we're going to discuss is the one that I have is difficult students. It gave me 6 pillars of success to dealing with difficult students. The first one is in relationships, getting a great relationship with your students, doing that day 1, the first week of school, coming in and getting a bond and connecting with them. Also, it talked about relevance. Anytime you're teaching or discussing something with your class, tie it into something that they know, something that they find interesting that's relevant to them in their age group. Responsibility. Most kids come to you in your class not responsible, but by engaging them and giving them assignments and things like that could help them throughout the year learn some type of responsibility. Success is the next one. Success would be focusing on what they got right instead of the things that they got wrong. Point out that they got 3 right out of 6. Like tomorrow, the next time we do this, let's try to get 4 out of 6 right. Building them up confidence and building them to where they need to be. Safety, letting them know that when they're in the classroom, that the environment is safe for them to teach and learn in, and that they feel comfortable in. And the last one is fun. Anytime they're engaged in learning, if they find it fun, they have a great time.
The key point that I'm going to cover is working successfully with difficult adults. This covers working with your administrators, your colleagues, as well as parents. We all know it's more challenging sometimes to work with difficult adults than it is to work with difficult students. The book goes in to talk about some of the frustrations that teachers go through, which would be lack of appreciation, lack of praise, and even lack of communication. However, it also gives us strategies to help with these frustrations. We like to recognize people, we have to learn to be patient, we have to give some specific feedback, and we also, most of all, we have to know what it is that our administrator is expecting from us as teachers.
All right, so one of the things that Mendler brings up that can be a source of frustration for teachers is a lack of resources. And that seems to be something that every district struggles with, no matter where you're at. Most of us qualify for Title I. We always know that there's more things we need than can be provided. And so Mendler tackles that and kind of puts the power back in the teacher's hands with a list of strategies that we can put in the classroom to overcome that obstacle. So some of the things that Mendler suggests or addresses would be like professional development. You know, if your school doesn't have the budget to send you to the professional development you want, ways that you can get around that through low-cost webinars and things like that. Mendler talks about repetitive tasks, those things that we do every day that consume our time and stress us out, and about how to use students and put them in charge of those tasks so that they can own the classroom too and help us get past those things. So these strategies, when you put them together, will help you feel more confident and competent as a teacher and kind of put the power back in your hands.
Our last key point that we'll discuss, it says the inability or unwillingness to make yourself a priority. It says most teachers have a great niche of taking care of others but not taking care of themselves. Sometimes taking a day off to just sit back and reflect and think during the week will help you get rejuvenated. Also, working out. Better nutrition is as well as working out. It all goes in together. If you feel great as a teacher, you'll teach better. The same way as Whitney has always said that she put in this book, how the teacher feels is how the kids will react, how they will feel in class as well.
As we come to a conclusion, we just want to reiterate a couple of things that Mendler stated in his book. One of the things or strategies that he actually used with teenage students that were violent and gangs and different things like that is the acronym THINK. And he stressed to them that sometimes we have to take a deep breath, that's the T, and think, hold your tongue. Also, you have to be able to initiate positive feedback, and always know that nosiness gets you nowhere. And also, the K, know how to make a situation better. Don't always go into a situation trying to find the worst in it. Always know how to